Hello, today I'm going to share with you the products that I regret buying, and some of these things I've had for a long time because I've just been hanging on to them just so I could do this video, and I have been meaning to do this video for a very long time, so I'm finally doing it. And as you can see behind me, I'm in my other location in my room, or my previous location where I was doing all my videos. And I know for the past month or so I've been over in another corner of my room, which I just rearranged my room a little bit. I was over in this corner. I was filming over here with the desk against that wall, but I moved it back and I feel more at home now like it was before. But yeah, I moved my dresser over here. It was in this corner over here. And there's my bike. It needs to be cleaned. It's very dirty. But anyways, I am back in this little part of my room and I'm glad to be back. It feels kind of like normal now. So yeah, I'm going to show you what products I regret buying. So I'm going to start with makeup. Well, it's mostly makeup, but I'm going to start with these two concealers. There's two concealers that I seriously regret buying. First one is by NYC and it's called Cover Stick. That's all it says, Cover Stick. Here you can see it. It's really gross and dirty. It's very old by now. So it just says Cover Stick on it. I'm not even really sure if they still sell this exact one. I haven't really checked at the drugstore lately. But yeah, it's just a concealer, and I bought mine in the shade Light, which should have been the right color for me. But it wasn't the color that was so bad for me. It was the texture and the consistency of this concealer that was so awful. And I mean, it's so hard for me to explain, but I'm rubbing this on my hand just to like give you a swatch, and it's so thick, but in the weirdest way. So it looks thick and actually kind of cakey when you put it on your skin, but then when you go to blend it out, it actually feels kind of like oily, and it's all wrong, and it didn't cover for me at all. I mean, everything about it was just horribly wrong. So I wouldn't suggest that you buy this, definitely wouldn't recommend it. Again, I'm not actually sure if they still sell this concealer, but if you do see it at the drugstore, stay away from it. That's all I can say about that. And now that I've showed this in a video, I can finally throw it away. So the next concealer is one that I had really high hopes for. It is by Sonia Kashuk. It's just a stick concealer like this. Let's see if this has a specific name. It says it's the Take Cover Concealing Stick. And I had high hopes for this concealer because I like to use the Sonia Kashuk Hidden Agenda Concealer Palette, which actually I have it right here, I'll show you. So this is actually the third one of this concealer that I've bought, so you can tell I love it. And this one I just bought recently, so it still looks all new. But yeah, I've loved this concealer by Sonia Kashuk for so long, and so I thought, hey, I'm gonna try this other concealer, and it was awful. This, just like the NYC concealer, it had a very strange texture for me. So when I put it on my hand here, first of all, the color turned out darker on my hand, oh there it is right here, than it looked in here for me, and so it didn't really blend well on my skin. It looked a little bit darker once I actually put it on. So yeah, this is just another one where the texture was strange for me. If you can see that texture, it's so hard to explain, just like with the other one, but there's something about it that just isn't right, and it doesn't blend out well. Let me blend this. Yeah, this one, it's really similar to that one actually, the NYC. It feels like oily in a way when I try to blend it out. So if you can see here just kind of what that texture looks like, it doesn't look right to me. And again, it's just so hard for me to actually describe the texture of it, but I'm just telling you that it's not right. It doesn't look good. It didn't blend out really nicely on my skin like other concealers do. And I was just really disappointed because not only do I like the other Sonia Kashuk concealer, but also this was more expensive. This was like, I think maybe $9 or so. So I was really disappointed that I spent $9 just to have a concealer that I hated and that I wasn't going to use, and I'm still not going to use. I actually even tried this several different times, several different ways to try to get it to work, and it just never worked for me. So this is another concealer to stay away from. The next thing is a highlighter, and this is by Hard Candy. You can get that at Walmart, and it is a luminizer. It's called the Moon Glow Luminizing Powder. And I don't know if it comes in different shades, but if it does, the one I bought is luminizing. So it looked like a nice highlighter when I saw it in the store, and I think I had seen it on YouTube before or something, and that's why I decided to try it. So it looks like this, and if you can see closely, look at all the glitter that is in this highlighter. It is ridiculous. So I did not like this highlighter because when I put it on my skin, it looked kind of powdery and it never really blended into the skin to make it look like more of a natural highlighter like some highlighters can do. And so I'm getting it on my finger so you can see. Actually, I just swirled this a couple times. Maybe that wouldn't be a fair swatch. Let me do it just one time so you can see it. Just like that. And look at that. It's so powdery and it's white. Like you're putting white powder on your skin, so it does not look good as a highlighter. It actually looks much lighter on your skin, like if you put it on your cheekbones, so it looks like you have whitish cheekbones instead of just like glowy, shimmering, beautiful cheekbones like you want with a good highlighter. And also when you put it on your face, the glitter in it is so noticeable and it just looks like a disaster, and I just really hated it. This is another thing to stay away from at the drugstore. The last thing is a deodorant, and this is by Tom's. So this is supposed to be one of those natural deodorants that are aluminum free, because if you guys don't know, aluminum is in all of our deodorant products and it's very bad for you because it gets into your bloodstream and whatnot. I mean, you can look it up online and see the dangers of aluminum and everything and why you should be using an aluminum free deodorant. So I was all for it. I was gonna try it and hopefully love it and then hopefully be aluminum free and whatnot. So I tried it and it did not work for me. So I'm gonna tell you, this says it's a 24-hour odor protection. That's what it says on here. And I got the one in Wild Lavender. And they have different scents that you can get. And this actually smells very nice. But yeah, it says that it's long lasting on here, but let me tell you, it is far from long lasting. So when I applied this, it felt kind of sticky and it didn't feel like it was going to dry anytime soon. And I could, like when I put it on and then I, closed my arm, and if I lifted my arm back up, like I could feel all of it. It didn't make my arm or like my armpit stick together or anything, and that sounds really weird and gross. It didn't necessarily do that, but I definitely felt that there was something there, and it just felt really gross. It was an awful texture, and it just felt kind of sticky and like greasy and like it was just never gonna go away and never dry. And that was so annoying for me. I couldn't stand that feeling, first of all. Also, I don't sweat a lot or like an abnormal amount at all, maybe actually less than what is normal. I mean, I feel like it takes a lot to make me sweat. Like I have to be exercising or, if I'm out riding my bike, if it's hot during the day, but I just don't start sweating very easily. And the thing I noticed when I was wearing this is that it made me sweat, and if it wasn't actual sweat, it made me feel like I was sweating more or something. Like it had the opposite effect, and I was not having that. And also, probably the main thing is, well, besides the sticky feeling that I hated, but it actually made me smell. I don't know if I was actually sweating more. Again, not really sure what it was, but I was smelling my own body odor more than ever, which is weird because even if like I'm not even wearing deodorant, I won't just naturally smell that much of my own body odor. So it was very strange for me. I didn't know what was going on, and I just thought that it was doing all the wrong things and I was having all the wrong reactions that I should be having to this deodorant. So overall, I was really unhappy with it, and it has made me very hesitant to go and try other aluminum-free deodorants. If you have tried this Tom's deodorant and had a similar reaction to it, or had a similar experience, or if weird things were happening, please leave me a comment and tell me that, because I'm really interested to hear other people's experiences with it and see if it was just me or if that happens to other people. And also, if any of you use an aluminum-free deodorant and it's worked for you and it doesn't make you sweat and it's not sticky and whatnot, like the things that I described, please, also in a comment, please tell me what that deodorant is. Like, leave your suggestions. I would really love to try it and just take your recommendations. So please tell me about that if you have had any experience with the aluminum-free deodorants. So that is everything for my products I regret buying. It wasn't a lot, and I mean, I'm happy about that. I think that it's not a lot because typically I like to do a little bit of research before I go and buy a product. That, or I go out and buy a product because I've heard a really good recommendation from a YouTube video. That's how I learn about a lot of great products. And that's why I think YouTube is such a great resource for learning about products and learning which ones work and which ones don't, and you know, which ones are worth your money and which ones are total crap and the ones that you should stay away from. So yeah, I usually do some searching online. I look up reviews. I like reading reviews on the Makeup Alley website and just anywhere I can find reviews on products online before I go out and buy them. But that doesn't always happen, and I can be an impulsive buyer sometimes. You know how it is. You're in the store and you see something that you've never even maybe heard of before, but you're like, I want to try that right here, right now, I'm buying that. And then you might end up hating it. So there are times like that, and then I end up with some products that I did regret buying, but that's okay because then I can share it with you guys and inform you. But I would definitely urge you to look up product reviews online before you go out and spend your money on these things, whether it's skincare, makeup, whatever it is. Look up reviews because that can really help you to make a decision and ultimately really save money. So definitely urge you to do that. That is all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I really hope that you found it helpful and informative. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.